Hey there, Munchie Mafia. I'm just kind of hanging out in my driveway. Uh, the sun has gone down on this side of the house, so that's always nice. It is a little on the warm side. So glad to see you all here. We've got a total of 6 people in chat. Wednesdays generally bring in a much smaller crowd. First off, I want to say thank you to Yes I Can Barbecue for the super chat. And you got to stay safe, man. You know, just be safe. He's got a tornado warning in his area. Best wishes to you, bud. We got YouTube Police 29, Demoose Barbecue. Thank you, Demoose, for the coffee mug and the stickers and stuff. And yeah, I'm getting rained on by bubbles right now. So YouTube Police 29 is here, and Beltwood 29 is also here. Devil Dog's Keeper, Jamie is here. Hey, Jamie, loved the coffee mug. You did a great job in the printing of that, and the stickers looked great too. So thank you so much. In case you want to get some merch, go check out Devil Dog's Keeper, Jamie. She does a whole bunch of stuff, and she just keeps adding more and more stuff to her catalog of stuff that she does. She's got a website where you can put in an order and everything else, and she's doing a fantastic job at, you know, taking care of all of our needs. And anytime we need something, she hooks us up, you know. Devil Dog's Keeper. So today we are back out here cooking, and we are making chili verde. We are using a lot of really fresh ingredients, and we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna be cooking this in my big 12-quart cauldron, which is totally overkill. Thank you, Demoose, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Appreciate it a long time. My big ass 12-quart cauldron that I've got, I think I might have to get a smaller one because that is just overkill. Especially considering there's only 2 of us. Hello, Teresa Jukowitz. Welcome. We're just getting ourselves situated and started. Got the coals almost ready to rock and roll, but I got my pan going right now, lids on there, and we're gonna go and kick some tuchus and take names and maybe chew some bubble gum. So why don't we get to it?
It was a dark and stormy night. The rain fell upon the old tin roof, making a rat-a-tat-tat-tat heartbeat that echoed down the lonely corridor. Outside, the wind whipped down the cobblestone street as it created creaky scratches from the old rose bushes scratching at the window pane. Oh, rat-a-tat-tat. Oh, sister, sister, the ghost is getting restless. He's demanding a sacrifice. Give him the gambling dirt.
At the end of the road there lies a dark secret, deep within the shadows of Mount Rainier.
A kitchen witch lives in a creepy historic farmhouse where the Munchie Mafia meets every Sunday night, where they watch for the telltale signs of the kitchen ghost of kitchen gadgets past. In barely audible whispers of ancient kitchen magic, where the stirry stir of the mystical also whispers her spell upon the sisters, bubbling boo.
Did you hear that? Well, did you?
Did you hear that?
Did you see that ghostly hand?
Oh, La Toria, it's a pesky ghost again. Lock up your kitchen toys, dear sister. Whoa, oh my God, it's gonna get ya. The curse is coming for the new blender. Oh my God,
It's gonna
get ya. The curse is coming for the new blender. Oh, sister, oh my, La Toria, say goodbye to the new blender.
Oh,
Did you see that?
well,
Did you see that?
did you see that ghostly hand?
Oh my, La Toria, say goodbye to the new blender.
Did you see that?
Did you see that ghostly hand? Oh, La Toria,
It's that wicked, wicked ghost
again, dear sister.
Oh my God, that hand is reaching for the new blender.
Dash of love here.
A tiny pinch of passion there, a little bubble, a blender full of toil and trouble. Make tiger's pants disappear. Hashtag blame tiger on the double. Ooh, Donna, do
Crazy mofos.
Figured out. It's only taken me what? 2 tries. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Bye, everybody. I'm kidding. Anyway, so yeah, we got bubbles because Bexley's mom, our daughter-in-law, got one of these bubble fountain things for Bexley's 5th birthday, which was Saturday, and we had a lot of fun out there. And I was like, oh my God, that's just the coolest ass thing I've ever seen in my life. I want one, but I don't want one that's pink, okay? And so I got a bubble fountain now. Now we're up to 12 people. Let's see here. We've got Trolling Double Dogs and 2023 Junior, High Plains Camper, Greg Johnson. Double Dog is also here, and let's see here. Who else? I thought Penny Ortiz. I thought I saw there's Penny Ortiz. Penny Ortiz, and welcome to my backyard of sorts. Actually, this is the only place where we could go to get away from the heat because when the flood washed out our backyard, it took a bunch of our trees downstream along with it, and we lost a whole bunch. Hey, Judy May. Lost a whole bunch of property as well. They did some bank stabilization back there, but we don't have any trees, so it's like, the sun beats down on the house, several different times during the day, and I don't really want to go out and get sunburned, so we're over here on this side of the house where I could stay out of the sun as much as humanly possible because I hate sunlight. Anyhow, so let me get my fat tuchus out of here, out of this chair, and let's go over to the table, and we'll talk about all the ingredients and what we're making. And while I'm at it, I'm going to grab this tablet stand and bring it on over here. Stick it on over here. There we go. All right. So now I can read everybody's messages somewhat. Of course, there we go. There we go. No, not quite. Okay. There we go. So, what we have, smoked garlic, of course, and we're going to start with the pork because we need to get a really good sear on that pork because this is a braised dish of sorts. So we're going to take our little pokey thing and we're going to pull the lid off. It's just been preheating. But we want to be very careful. And I didn't have a chance to prime this thing, so we're gonna do that real quick. And the way we do that is we're going to Get a glove. I don't want to bring a whole lot of stuff out here today. I'm going to take some lard. A good chunk of lard right into the pan. Take this glove off for a moment. What we're doing is we're scarring the pan because I didn't have a chance to. So you take some lard and some salt. Put some salt in there. Be very careful. And we're just going to move that around. Whoa, hello. Fire. That's kind of what we want to do. Now, I'm going to just drop the pork in there. This pork belly. They had pork belly at the store and I just had to have it. This is going to go fairly quick. Now that I've created a whole lot of smoke. Smells good though. So let's go back to the table for 1 second here. Hey, Gladys Paul's here. Shade Tree Cook is also here as well. And Sarah Presswood, welcome. I know, I'll just move it up this way. There we go. Okay, now I can see it. So we got a lot of smoke over there. It's all right. So, Chili Verde there's two different variations to this. There's a Chili Verde that is north of the border is quite a lot different in that you don't use tomatillos. But we have to have the tomatillos. Just got to have it. But south of the border is the one that we're making. It's going to have pork. And then we have 3 different kinds of peppers. We've got poblanos and Anaheim. And then we also have jalapeno as well. There's 3 jalapenos, 4 Anaheims, and 3 poblano. And about 2 pounds of quartered tomatillo. You need to take the stuff off of it. 1 whole sweet onion, rough diced. 4 cans of canned, they're little tiny cans of chilies. We also need some rough chopped cilantro, lime juice, of course the smoked garlic, salt, and the dry seasonings that we're using is cumin, bay leaves, a little bit of New Mexico chili, just a little tiny smidge, okay, and Mexican oregano. There's a difference between Mexican bay leaf and Mexican oregano. The Mediterranean versions are a little bit different in that they're not as sweet and they have a slightly different scent to them as well. So let's go check our pork. We're going to want to turn that. See, these are pork belly chunks. They've been cut into little 1-inch cubes. And we want to get some char on them and render some of that fat off. Okay? We really need that Maillard reaction and a lot of that fat left over because we're going to start building the flavors here in a moment. So just move it around. It's okay if some of it's a little bit blackened because, you know, that's where the flavor is, that char on the meat. Plus, you know, we're also breaking down, you know, that what little of the pork belly skin there was. It was trimmed down a lot, and not by me, but I couldn't say no to it because I have a feeling that I'm going to be doing another cook soon. Probably just in the form of a video because the other dish takes about 3 days to make, and it's what's known as pork char bao, pork char siu bao, and they're bao buns, Chinese bao buns with pork char siu in it, and it's charred pork that's been marinated in red yeast powder, red rice yeast powder, and soy sauce, and so on and so on. And then that's left to marinate for a couple days. And it takes 24 hours for the bao bun to rest and ferment a little bit. So you basically have to let it over ferment or over rise, and it begins to ferment. So that'll be a fun one. So we're going to be doing that as well. All right, let's let that go for a little bit longer. Back over here. What we're ultimately going to do is, once we get a good sear on these, is we're going to take it out of the pan and start building our base, because we need to get these cooked off, need to get these nice and charred, and get the onions all translucent, get these really softened, because these are no fun when they're, even somewhat raw. And then add our chicken stock. We're going to add this whole thing of chicken stock to it, and then we can put the pork back in and stick the lid on there and let it do its happy little thing for a little while and sit around and chit chat. So, hey Shawnee, and welcome to my backyard. It's a mess. So excuse the mess out here. So, we're just waiting on the pork. I hear the sizzling is starting to slow down a little bit, so we're probably almost there. Food has smells and sounds, and they take on a certain look when they're pretty well close to being done. And this is pretty well close to where we want it. I'm more than certain that these are all pretty well cooked off. Let's give it a stir some more. I'm not sure exactly where the hot spot is. Probably over here. The pot's just kind of sitting all sorts of cattywampus at the moment. That's because I had to put a lot of charcoal in this. Alright. That pork looks good. Let's give it some more salt. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to season your food as you go. Plus, the salt will help to draw some of the moisture out and help to get more crispiness. This is just a coarse kosher salt. There we have it. The little pork chunks look delightful. So, start digging them out. We're going to reintroduce these in just a little bit. We want to leave the fat in there, because we need to get some of those skins on the peppers to really char up a little bit, add a little bit more smokiness to the flavor. I mean, I can already tell you right now, this pork is smelling pretty damn good right now. And the reason why I chose pork belly is because I couldn't find pork butts anywhere in that store. And I didn't want to go to another store, because the other store is way more expensive, for one, and number two, can't always be guaranteed that we're going to find what I'm looking for over there. Alright. So, let's start with our peppers first. We got some jalapeno. We got our poblano and our Anaheim. That pork sure looks divine. Ow, it's hot. All right, let's give this a stirry stir. I just did a coarse chop on this because I really want to try out my cordless immersion blender that I just got. And this isn't sponsored by them. I bought it with my own money, mostly because I needed a new one. And number two, the fact that there's a cordless version just really excites me, so I could actually take it outside and play with it. So let's let this do its thing. Wow, I can already smell all the stuff over here. So, let's see here. Scratch and Pete PA is here, and so is Katie's Kitchen. Pork roast would work too. It's whatever you got, but unfortunately, I don't know what it is about that store, but they're pretty low on pork in general. I think it's because it's the cheapest protein out there right now. Everybody's leaning toward that more than anything else. I mean, you can pretty much, I mean, if you want, you can use pork tenderloins as well. You know, they had pork tenderloins, but they were the little teeny tiny pound-and-a-half ones. That would have taken me all frickin' day to cut up. So for this, for, 2 meals, it's like, we got 2/3 of the pork belly here in this bowl. The other third, I'm going to do some char siu pork. This piece is looking really, really delicious, and I really want it, but it's really freaking hot, and I know I'm sticking it in my mouth, and I'm going to be like, oh, it's too damn hot. Oh, yeah. Oh. There's something about charred pork fat that just excites me. Oh, we got a little bit of a breeze coming in. All right, stirry stir. We got some browning action happening. All my fat has pulled off to one side, so let's just do a stirry stir, rotate everything around. It's okay, it's quite all right. All right, there we go. About this time, we can probably add our onions next. We don't want to add too many cold things or cool things into the pot at one time because it has to recover. So we're just going to start layering in the flavors. So here's the onion. We're going to wait until that onion is nice and softened. Too translucent. But also keep in mind, if it's not quite translucent, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal because it's gonna braise for a little while. And knock that chill off of it. I wish we had nice weather all year round because I really love cooking outside. I never realized how much I've missed cooking outside. Found another little charred piece of pork fat. And one of the things I like about this dish, among a lot of other dishes that are south of the border, is that they're all full of fresh ingredients. Well, grocery store fresh anyway. But, fresh and lively and vibrant flavors. And it's got layers of that beautiful flavor that just makes you feel like, wow, it almost tastes like something Grandma would make. if my grandma were Mexican or something, you know. So I hope I don't insult anybody. No gatekeeping allowed in this channel, okay? I'm just a Filipino girl living in Seattle that's cooking chili. A different kind of chili this time around. And the pork is so good. I wish y'all could join me. Alright. The skins are starting to really blister nice. Just gonna let it go for a little bit. So how are we all doing? Chicharrones, yes. I mean, yeah, this is glorious. Oh, there's another. I'm gonna end up eating all this before it even gets into the pot. So normally you would like use pork shoulder or something like that, but I couldn't turn up that pork belly. It's like it was the only one they had. They don't normally carry pork belly. All right, Rue. Check that out. Isn't that gorgeous? Smells really good. Scooted around and, you know, just take our paddle and just, yeah, those are starting to really soften up. Now would be a good time to drop these tomatillos. This is about 1.5 pounds of tomatillo, 2 pounds worth of tomatillo. Use less, use more. Like I said, north of the border, they don't put tomatillo in there. It's all fresh peppers, green peppers of various kinds. All depends on your taste. But, you know, the bitterness from the tomatillo just gives it a really beautiful flavor. All right, so now we're going to mix this together. We're going to actually cap this off and just give it, you know, a little bit of time to sweat and get married and maybe have a little makeout session with one another. Yeah. So, get that lid on there. Pop on over to the chair cam for a little bit. See how we're doing. All right. See if I can manage to get my ass in this chair. All right. Freaking yum. I know, right? We all know how much I love yummy food. Hi, blonde traveling gypsy, and welcome. So, yes, it smells really good. Once we add that smoked garlic in there, oh my God, it's just gonna take on a whole other level of foodgasm, you know, where your eyes roll in the back of your head and you're speechless for like about 90 seconds, you know. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't take too long. I'll eat all the pork. That's right. I would do that. But, you know, there were some little charred bits in there that was like calling my name. It was like, no, I want it. And I think my bubbleator is dead now. So I'm going to go and turn that off. It doesn't last very long. All right. Plus that whirring noise is kind of irritating. All right. Alrighty. Whoops. Are you not melting from the heat? It's really not that hot here. It really isn't. It's maybe 80. But I'm in the shade and there's a really good breeze going on right now. And now that I've figured out this chair, I think I love it. Hey, Todd, welcome. We're just waiting for what's in the cauldron to, you know, break down a little bit. So it's going to be a little bit. Yeah, mid 80s. But oh, there's a nice breeze. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Maybe we could see my hair flow in the breeze. I don't know. Um, I've got it pulled back so I don't catch it on fire. So yesterday was a calamity, and I'm not talking about it. So if you need to know all about the shoulder, or if you're about ready to say, so how's the shoulder, go watch that later. That'll answer all your questions. But I'm sorry in advance for those that did miss the live drive yesterday. I word vomited for about 40 minutes, so if that's not your thing, you might want to just skip it over. And to those that did watch it, I'm sorry about word vomiting all over the place for 40 minutes. I never get my shout out from made it. There's no way to pay for it. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. I don't know what to say because you know the t-shirts aren't something that are for free. I thought I made that clear that you know the shirts, if you want a shirt printed, that you know it's got to be paid for. Because Jamie is a small business, and she's running on razor sharp margins as it is, and giving away free stuff is, you know, taking money out of her budget. So yeah, it's a 12 quart cast iron cauldron, aka Dutch oven, but it looks like a cauldron when you look at it. It's pretty cool looking. But it's on the grill right now. Yeah, and I see some steam coming up so we'll probably be doing pretty good here in just a moment. But you know, we're given this budget grill spit rotisserie thing, fire pit thing whirl and see how it goes. You know, for right around $100, you know, it just seemed like it was a good way to get, you know, something I can cook outdoors with on the cheap. As much as I would love to have one of those big bad boys like what Al Lunacy Queuing has. It's like, I don't know, that's 2 car payments for me. So yes, the Kitchen Witch has a cauldron, but you know what else I have is a cast iron wok as well, which is what we're going to be doing on our next outdoor live stream, and we're going to be cooking some pineapple fried rice outdoors. That'll be a lot of fun. What cut of pork are we using for the cook? We are using pork belly because it's pork belly, and all they had at the store was ground pork and pork chops and little tiny pork tenderloins. But I didn't like what those were costing. Plus, they also had bone-in pork, pork ribs, and that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for a pork butt or a pork roast, or even country style pork spare ribs that were boneless that I could just, you know, chop up rather easily. But I saw that and I'm like, oh nope, score, because I don't want to have to sit around and cut up a bunch of, you know, really thin cut pork chops, because that's all they had. They were running a special on pork chops. It's like $5 for a big pack. I probably could have done that, but I didn't want to have to sit there and freaking cut all those things. That would have taken me forever and a day. Does it have feet at the bottom? No, it does not have feet at the bottom, but it has a removable little trivet that has feet on it. So it's a convertible. It's got convertible feet. Yes, the one good thing about pork belly is it's got plenty of marbling, a lot of fat content to it, because you know this is supposed to be rich and vibrant and you know, very simple. And I can really smell my peppers and onions. Or you know, I got a breeze coming right at me, and There's just a little smidge of steam coming up from the corner of the lid there. And it just hit me in the face, and it just smells so good. Yeah, as Timmy says, it sits on a stand. It has a stand. And on my Amazon associates, which is, there's a link on our YouTube channel profile. There's a link for that. They have different sizes. They've got the 12, which is what I got. Because go big or go home, right? And then there's 8-quart. And I could have sworn that they said that there was also a 6-quart. But it's got a nice handle. It's got a little poker thing to poke at your charcoal and also pick up the lid so that you're not, having to grab the handle in any way. So it wasn't expensive either. It was under $100, and so I'm like, that's gonna last me for freaking ever. It'll probably get stolen off my porch before it'll die a horrible death or anything like that. So yeah, there's the Amazon storefront. There's a link to that, as well as the grill. And a lot of people have asked about all of our cameras. Now, these cameras are not the Nearstream cameras. The Nearstream cameras we're leaving in the house. I don't want to bring them out because in case one of the tripods fails or something, it could end up getting kicked over, and I don't want a $600 camera, to fall to the ground and break. So we have our old Mocos cameras. We got three of them. One of them is living over at Ed's house right now. Poblanos, jalapenos, and Fresnos. And then I got a can of chilies. I couldn't find any hatch chilies. Hatch chili peppers would go great with this. Just about any kind of green pepper that you can find will work fantastically. All right, let's go take a gander. I can already smell that those things are probably done by now. Let's get our pokey poker. And like I said, just stick that. This little pokey poker comes with it. Just pick it up. Oh yeah, listen to that. Oh yeah, that's really broken down. That's the color that we're looking for on the tomatillos. Oh yeah, those are really broken down. I can go in and mash them up. Mashy, mashy. Smashy, smashy. Look at that. And then we are going to add we're going to take our bay leaves out because I just dumped it all into one. The last cook, it was like 6 or 7 trips into the house. So I'm trying to avoid that. All right, so what we have in here is about a scant 1/4 cup of cumin and Mexican oregano and just a little bit of New Mexico chili powder. And then we're going to add the bay leaf in a little bit. We don't want to add it too soon or else there's going to be a problem. So now, if you want, you can also toast your cumin beforehand. It brings out the sweetness of the cumin and gives it a little bit of a smoky flavor. So we're going to just stir that around. Look at that though. Those are nice and softened. Then we're going to put some gloves on because I got to take the garlic apart. So I smoke my garlic as whole bulbs, usually about 2.5 hours at about 225 degrees. Top rack while I'm smoking other stuff just to use up space, because if I'm going to fire up that smoker, I'm going to use up every inch of that space as I possibly can, whenever I can. And so they just sit up on the top rack. and do their thing. And then I let them cool off, and then I'll just pop the whole bulbs right into the freezer after they've cooled down to room temperature. Double bag them so they don't make everything smell like smoked garlic. And what it does is it takes away a lot of that strong taste to the garlic, but so it tones it down a bit, and you can just add it toward the end. It's already fully cooked, so you don't ever end up having any seemingly raw garlic in whatever dish that you're making. But it, it just adds to the flavor profile when you smoke your garlic. The wood that I generally use for garlic is hickory and pecan wood, combination 2-to-1 hickory and pecan. And then these just came out of the freezer just a little bit ago. Now granted, it is 80 something odd degrees outside, but they're still pretty pliable, easy to peel and get all the goodness out of it. Of course, sometimes you end up with a little bit of peel all over the place, so just it's great for making compound butters for steaks, like steak butter, and also great for Bloody Mary mixes. Or you can use the whole smoked garlic. You're going to want to peel them out, like the large pieces. Peel them out as they're still frozen so that they're whole. Stick it on the skewer with all your other goodies that you put in your Bloody Mary. Those are always a lot of fun, This one's going to be a pain in my ass, I just tell. All right, and then the other thing you could do is you could just pop it like a zit, and it just comes right out from the bottom, just like so, and just pitch it right on in there. All right, that's all just garbage, but it's flammable. All right, now put my garbage in the bag. Alrighty, so now we got that all mixed together. And we don't want all that liquid to evaporate, so we're going to actually take the stick blender, turn it on, and we're going to just go in. We're just going to rough it up a little bit. This is a cordless stick blender, so I can take it outside and do with it as I need it to. And it does a pretty good job. And it's got a, ow, son of a bitch, that hurt. Be careful when you lift it up. That's gonna blister tomorrow. Ow. It's rechargeable. It uses a USB-C connector. It's got a lot of power to it. It's got some other attachments. That's also in my Amazon Associates storefront. All right, so you want to leave some of the body there still, so we don't want to blend it to death. But you want to make sure that, it's blended enough. Just so, okay? There we have it. Easy to take apart, twisty, and there's that problem solved. All right, now next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the 4 little cans of green chilies in there. You can use the mild ones if you want. We're gonna add this chicken broth in there. So it's gonna want the whole thing. Throw that out. And a bunch of bay leaves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. 6, 7. That was a stem. I don't want that stem in there. All right. Get rid of the stem. Get out of there. Get out of there. All right. There we have that. Get that out of the way. Now, last but not least, we want some lemon juice in there. Whoops. This is how we get ants. All right. Squirt of lemon juice, just a couple squirts. Just like so. And mixy. And then we're going to gently start dropping this pork belly right on in there. Juice and all, okay? Fat, juice and all. Dump it right back in there. Clean up my mess. Here we have that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And last but not least, let's drop our cilantro. This is one whole bundle. Don't dump all of it in there. Stems and all, just rough chopped. It's supposed to look nice and rustic, okay? Plus it's easier for people that don't like cilantro leaves and stuff to be able to pick them out. So there we have that. Now, if I had more surface space, I would bring a plancha out here and make some tortillas from scratch. Now that I've got a tortilla, oh my God. Well, so much for that idea. Got to bleach his shirt later. I got myself a tortilla press. I decided I needed a tortilla press. So, with that being said, what I would recommend doing is making up some rice to serve this over the top of the rice, and then, you know, serve it with some tortillas, some fresh corn tortillas on the side. If I had room to put a plancha, I would be demonstrating that outdoors too, but I don't, so sucks to be you. Sucks to be me too, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so now, pick the lid back up, stick it back on there, let it get happy for a bit. All right. Where's my tablet? Oh, I left it over here. Okay. All right. Let's go back over the chair. There we go. Now, if you want, you can add some cotija on the top for garnish, or just about anything else that you want. Some fresh onion. Give it a little float of tequila if you wanted. Lime juice, yes, I put a little smidge of lime juice in mine. It helps to break down the meat a little bit when you add a little bit of an acid, because all food needs three things, okay? And this is actually the name of a book that I highly recommend to everybody. Salt, fat, acid, and heat, okay? 3 ingredients and one cooking technique of any sort, whether it's dry cooking or saute, broil, braise, whatever, okay? Just don't put it in the microwave. That's all I ask. So, salt, fat, and acid, all foods crave that. And your dish can fall short if it's missing any one of those 3. Tequila's for shots. But tequila is also a nice float for a dish, you know, especially if it's a white tequila. Just put a little splash of tequila on the top. Brightens up the dish, gives it a whole other thing. Oh, who gave me a corgi? Thank you for the corgi. Oh, trolling double dog. Thank you for the jewels. Muchas gracias. Yes, the microwave is a destroyer of food. I've been known in the past, whenever I took over a new kitchen, that the microwave would just go the hell away. It would just mysteriously disappear maliciously to the dumpster. And, my last kitchen didn't have one. I was like so excited for the fact that, I walked in. It was like the first kitchen in forever that I've been in, where I walked in as a new hire and did not find a microwave. It's like maybe out of all the restaurants and cafes and facilities that I've ever worked in, that was like the third one out of all of them that didn't have a microwave. I've had to throw away a lot of microwaves. One of them even had 4 microwaves. I'm like, no, we don't need those. Thank you, Shade Tree Cooks, for the gold coins. Really appreciate it a lot. So anybody got any questions? I mean, this isn't really, a traditional sort of dish. It's loosely based off that because, what do I know? I'm Filipino. I know how my Mexican friends have cooked it. I've seen them cook it before. I've had plenty of it, from, Mexican friends would, bring me some to taste and whatnot. And, so that's how I ended up learning this. Now, pork belly is probably not ideal, but, that's what I had. That's what I had to shop. That's what I had when I went to the shop. Yeah, reheating and popcorn, and that's about it. And even then, I kind of scoff at the fact that, I don't really like microwave popcorn. It's way too freaking salty. It's got way too much stuff in it. I would rather, pop my own popcorn. Thank you, Todd. Thank you for the chili cook fund. Really appreciate it. So, anyway, what we got coming up is the Little Debbie's sugar-free oatmeal pies. It is reduced gluten as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll have Ed, Eddie, and Jerry. They were wannabe Ortega chilies. I bought the cheapest ones that I could find, and they were 99 cents as opposed to $1.79. I wish I could turn the camera right around. There's a bald eagle up in the air. I hope Timmy has pulled the dogs in because, they would be a tasty morsel. It's circling right above me right now. Maybe it wants to eat our dinner for us. But it's like literally hovering like right overhead. We got some clouds moving in too. And we have a lot of, okay, thank you for making sure the dogs are up. We actually watched a neighbor's dog get taken by a bald eagle. Nothing that we could do about it because it's like it happened just down the road about 5 driveways down. There's no way that we could, get to that bald eagle and dog in time. But it was partly her fault because she wouldn't keep her dog contained, and it was constantly up here menacing our dog, who was elderly at the time. So it took off with a chihuahua, never to be seen or heard from again. And I'm sure if they went up into the eagle nest, they would probably find its collar up there somewhere. That's one of the risks that you have living out in the middle of the woods, and you've got your own domestic animals. Is that it's highly probable that your cat or dog is going to end up becoming food for the wildlife, and later on in the evening, the coyotes are all lit up like just doing their thing, and that's all you can hear through this little gulch here. Yeah, it happens all the time. And unfortunately, there's nothing. I mean, if you ever seen a bald eagle up close and personal, you don't want to get near those talons. Those things will rip a appendage off. Rest in paradise, Primo. Yeah, exactly. I don't remember what the dog's name was. I'll probably remember about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, oh, that's what it was. Coyote issues at the cabin. Yeah, you know, we wouldn't have coyote issues if we didn't live out in the woods, right? Paco. Actually, you know what, Taco and Belle? I think that's what the dog's name actually was Paco. Thank you for reminding me. That's exactly what the dog's name was Paco. So we wouldn't have these problems with wildlife if we just left the wildlife alone and not built in their neighborhood. But you know, this this little pocket community that's sitting here in the shadows of Mount Rainier was here well over 125 years ago. You know, it was a bustling little town. It was once highly considered to be the state capital, but I don't know what the hell happened at that point. Yeah, they were here first. Um, you know, all the sandstone that went to build the state capitol building came from here. Um, and also, you know, we got mine shafts, hills that just have nothing but mine shafts. There's one like I'm looking right at it. It's on the other, you know, on at the end of the road right there, right behind the camera where you can't see it. So I don't know why I'm pointing. It's like, but it's right there. So, um, you know, we've had bears, elk, deer. Not too many raccoons. Hello, Stephen and Jacqueline. We are outside, and I'm just hanging out in my zero gravity outdoor chair here and trying to get my feet up and trying to relax while we're waiting for our food to cook. Should probably be another hour. Yeah, probably maybe not that. I mean, it's a pretty hot pot. I see quite a bit of steam coming off of it. I do feel like I need to get some more coals in there, though. We might have to start some more coals. Sarah, one of the other things you could do is talk to your dad and have your dad contact Jamie. And that way, you know, everybody's in the loop and everybody knows what's going on and that everything's taken care of so that one, they could have the added peace of mind that, you know, not that Jamie would do this because I can personally vouch for Jamie that she wouldn't do that. But, you know, Jamie and I are just random people on the internet. You know, you don't know us. Your father doesn't know us. So, you know, this is one way that people get taken advantage of. Not that we would do that, but then again, you never know, right? But we wouldn't. So, you know, just to be able to have that added peace of mind, have your dad contact Jamie and see if there's a workaround so that you can get your t-shirt that you want. Whether it's, you know, putting it on a gift card, like a Visa gift card or something, like, you know, put the amount on a Visa rechargeable Visa gift card and then giving out that number so that it is not your main account number. You could do that. That would probably, but please do talk to your dad, talk to your parents, and have your parents contact Jamie. That's one way that you could do it, is go and get one of those reloadable Visa gift cards, put the money on there, and that way it does not get into your actual account because it's completely, you know, not connected to your bank account. That's what I said, Timmy. What's the odds? Both our low beams took a crap at the same time. They want to have bulbs changed. I want to have a really fuse checked. What kind of truck is it? What brand is your tractor? Because that might be like some weird ass thing where it's a wiring harness issue. one of my former exes owned a trucking company. So I know a little teeny tiny bit about truck problems. So, some of those trucks may have wiring harness issues, and it could just be a wiring harness or a fuse, Peterbilt. Yeah, the Peterbilts that we had were like, predated 2000. So, um, might want to check and see if there's like like the Peterbilt forums, and see if maybe there might be some people that are saying, oh yeah, we've got a 2024 or 2023 to 2026 Peterbilt, and we're having this problem with our low beams, and this is what's happening, and maybe somebody might actually have a um, have a solution for you. The Peterbilts that we had, the problems that we had were like, they were old trucks and they weren't taken well care of. And then we also had a Freightliner. That Freightliner sucked. I hated it. So 2026 Pete says that's the problem, says Shade Tree. It's a company truck, so they are sending us to a Love's Love's Travel Shop garage. I wouldn't trust Love's. I'd be taking it to an actual Western Peterbilt shop if I were you. So it's really starting to get fragrant over there. I can smell it. So what we're looking for is to see the meat starting to soften, because it's got to be tender, and that's part of the reason why I chose pork belly. Is a lot of that fat's going to render off, and you're going to have these little tidbits of beautiful little nuggets, right? Let's go take a gander, see where we're at. Check our coals. Now we got quite a bit of heat still coming off of that. Alrighty, Roo. Pick this up. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, is that beautiful or what? It smells so good. And, it's all up to preference how big or how small you want to cut your chunks. I do 1-inch pieces or roughly thereabouts, just because, this is not supposed to really, technically it's not really a chili, it's more of a stew per se, but, it's chili verde. Why do I feel rain? Oh no. Timmy, it's starting to rain. Did you see?
I'm watching the clouds.
Yeah, I'm watching the clouds too. They're right overhead. Damn it.
At this point, it's not. I think we're okay.
These are big ass raindrops. I hope we're okay too, because I do not want to lose my Moco's cameras. Do not want to have to replace cameras. I mean, it was just a couple drops.
It's a little tiny cloud moving to the south of us,
Yeah.
so we should be okay.
Well, should I go get some plastic baggies, throw it on the cameras real quick, and we'll just go without cameras for a moment and just talk until this cloud moves over.
Just a second. Hello.
And Timmy's on the phone.
Thanks, Eddie. I'll work on that.
What's wrong?
Okay. Thanks, dude. Bye.
What happened? Oh God, it's raining.
Eddie called me to tell me it's raining.
Thanks, Eddie. Love you too, bud. Fuck.
I'm gonna go grab some gallon bags and we'll just put bags over the cameras.
Yeah. Oh, this sucks.
I'm gonna put you back on the chair for right now.
All right. So, there's a little tiny cloud right up overhead right now. And we got these big ass raindrops about the size of a frickin' pea coming down. Don't even look like, I mean, just can't win for losing. So we're going to just temporarily throw some Ziploc bags. So it might be a little blurry, but we can just sit here and talk until the coast is clear, I guess. So I did throw a little bit more. I did throw a little bit of that, more of that cilantro in there. I don't know why, but I did. Oh well, I meant to do that. Yeah, that's a ticket. I meant to do that. Timmy's gonna cover the cameras up real quick. I mean, these are big ass drops. This is why I didn't want to bring the near streams out, because those things are... Maybe I need to invest in some... Do you like the Cabbage Patch Kids? Cabbage Patch Kids? I remember the Cabbage Patch Kids. I was considered too old to own one when they first came out. But I remember the frenzy on the news. The news, it was headline news, because they came out with the Cabbage Patch dolls, and everybody wanted one, and it was huge fights. Huge ass fights. But yeah, I like the Garbage Pail Kids better. I was all into the Garbage Pail Kids. But, you know, I wasn't much of a girly girl. I didn't really play with dolls, but then again, I didn't really play with a lot of things. You know.
Hopefully that still works.
Yeah, I hope it still works. So. Titan transfer. Huh. Interesting.
Little fuzzy, but
A little bit fuzzy, but at least, you know, we could still run cameras until this cloud goes over. I mean, it's literally just this little tiny cloud. But I'm feeling some little random raindrops. When is my birthday? Yes, it is coming up soon, and it is the unbirthday. Technically, my actual birth date is July 31st, which is Harry Potter's birthday. She used to piss my kids off so much because they were like so jealous that, you know, Harry Potter and I shared a birthday. But yeah, you do have a cataract. It's called a Ziploc plastic bag. That's the best I could do right now, because we got a little bit of rain. It's this little tiny cloud. It's like, and then I look behind me and it's like there's no other clouds. It's like I'm just waiting for this one cloud to just go the F away, down, head down the road, man. Just keep going. Just go a little faster. Why are you going so slow? I mean, it's literally a little tiny cloud, and it's dumping little droplets on me. But anyway, so May 4th. My biological daughter, her birthday was the day before Veterans Day. She almost made it to Veterans Day. Her actual her actual due date was Thanksgiving, but ended up, the day before Veterans Day. Or no, Memorial Day. Which one's in November? I'm having a brain fart. I think it's Veterans Day. But anyhow, so my birthday, we call it the super cursed on birthday because I don't generally celebrate my birthday on the actual birthday unless we say it's the unbirthday, because if I try to celebrate a birthday without the un in front of it, it's like I get screwed somehow, because there's a curse. There was a curse put on me when I was a child, and so every time I try to celebrate my birthday, or anytime somebody plans a birthday party for me, or I try to do something special for my birthday, something bad happens. In either direction, either 2 days, 3 days before, or two to 3 days after. And just to give you an idea, I tried to reclaim my birthday back in 2017, and brain cancer, hello, So yes, it's a curse. My birthday was cursed, and so we actually celebrate my unofficial birthday on Halloween, because Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year. I love the spookiness of it, and it's so much fun handing out candy to children and rotting their teeth out and causing their parents to spend lots of money on dental work. So my allergies are killing me. Gone through 5 different allergy medications. Not a single one of them are working this year. Yeah, Simon, were you born before or after Star Wars? I remember when Star Wars was made. I went to see Star Wars in the theater, and I remember the Apollo Theater in Seattle. The line for the movie was wrapped all the way around the building. People were camping out a week in advance to be the first ones to get into the first showing at that theater. I think it was Apollo. Yes, I tried Allegra D. That's usually my go-to, but I have to switch back and forth every few years because my body gets used to the allergy medication, and so I have to do swaps every other year or something like that. I can't find the right one, so the one that I've got right now is supposed to be a 24-hour formula, but it's like it might last me 5 hours, maybe 6. So anyway, back to Star Wars, the first Star Wars. I remember waiting in line, and we were there early in the morning. I almost got hit by a Metro bus on the way to get on the bus to go down to downtown Seattle to go and see this movie. And we didn't get home until almost midnight. We waited and waited and waited. We finally got to see it the day of opening, but we weren't the first ones there. And it was a great movie. Empire Strikes Back was just kind of Return of the Jedi was pretty good. I saw that one, and I saw all 3 of them in the theater. But I just can't get myself to watching the prequels. I just can't. How do you go from those first 3 movies in the trilogy to all of a sudden we're jumping forward to prequels, and it's like, why? I think they would have been better off starting from the very beginning and working their way up. I mean, I think that the way that media technology is today, I mean, a great example of that is avatars. Although we're still trying to get through Avatar Fire and Ash. I'm not entirely certain I like it so far. I think we've been working on that one for a few days. It's like we'll sit and watch it for a little bit over dinner, and then save the rest of it for another time. And Nothing with Jar Jar Binks. I won't watch.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks kind of ruined it.
What?
Jar Jar Binks kind of ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, yeah, Sarah. The bright side is you got a mug and stickers. You know, uh, maybe you'll win one of the drawings, and if you win one of the drawings, Sarah, for a T-shirt or something, maybe Jamie could print that off onto one of your winning shirts. That's a thought too. You know, something to look forward to. You just gotta just go hang out in the live streams, and maybe you might win a shirt. As you know, your mailing address is safe. Um, so yeah, that was a pretty cool design though. I really like that one. I think that one's got to be my one of my most favorite ones that I've done so far. That one was a pain in the posterior though, because it's like having to do it all in little pieces here and there and here and there, a lot of layers, lots and lots of layers, and then having to render it so that it had the 3D effect to the text and everything. It's like, oh god. Yes, yes. Jamie will hook you up with stickers. She's awesome with stickers. I think she's starting to play around with a little bit of the glow in the dark, but I'm not sure if the glow in the dark ones are ready for sale yet. If she's gotten that one figured out yet, but or if she's even gonna even do it. I mean, some of those things are really freaking super duper expensive, and I don't know. So I'm not sure exactly. So don't quote me on that. But she's been tinkering with glow in the dark. But I don't know where she's at with that and whether or not she's going to make those readily available. I know that those things are pretty freaking expensive, so don't hold it against her. If she decides she's not going to do them, you know. She created your logo for you. That's cool, Shade Tree. These days, the only logos I create are very rare special occasion ones, uh, and sticker troll ones. That's the only way to get anybody's going to get a sticker or a logo out of me anymore. I've got a ton of stickers, Gypsy. I think Munchie Mafia and Off Topic Squirrel has like a total combined of like 9 stickers. And I don't think that's including the 2 Laughing Warthog ones. Right, you can't just make a regular logo glow in the dark. There's what it does is it picks up on the white in the logo design itself, and makes that part the glow in the dark. The whole thing will not glow in the dark. Like my glow in the dark sticker that I've got, it's the highlight of the witch and stars and stuff, and so it looks like a glowing silhouette. Devil Dog, you've got a whole bunch of Sticker Troll stickers already. and whole ass graphics that are just dedicated to you. That's so freaking hilarious. Yeah, or glow in the dark colors like the greens. I think there's a yellow and there's like some sort of pale blue color. I don't remember what color that is on the color matching scheme. I'd have to look that up. But Just kidding. Yeah. Oh, God, will this cloud just go away already? Why is it lingering over my head? Although, for the last 3 minutes, I haven't felt any rain. No, never mind. I felt something on my arm. Unless if I look down and it turns out to be bird doo-doo, I'm going to be pissed off. No, not bird doo-doo. Who's like Charlie Brown? Me? Yeah, you're right. Alrighty. I smell a different fragrance coming from this pot. No, not burnt, but it does smell delightful. Because you can smell when you're, you can smell all the different stages of cook on your food. I can tell you right now. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. About the time that we're going to want to give it a taste test. As soon as I find my spoons. I'm going to dig all my tasting spoons out of my car. Oh. All right. Spoony spoon. Dippy dip. Oh my God. It's going to be so good. Oh no, I think I might need just a little smidge more salt. A little smidge of salt. A little smidge. It's gonna be good. This is gonna be good stuff. Alright. And all of our other containers are empty except for our cilantro. But look at that. A little puddle of oil. And what you could do is you could throw a slice of bread on there and it'll absorb any of that puddle that's floating on the top, just so you can clarify it a little bit. Let's move away from that Dutch oven lid. I can just see that thing toppling off and landing on my foot, breaking my toes, and it's like, hello, 911, what's your emergency? I got a chef out here in the parking lot or the driveway with a broken foot and 3rd-degree burns. Can you please send in an ambulance right away? All right, so we're just gonna watch our pot for just a few minutes. Perfect amount of salt. We want it to thicken a little bit. Now, if we really wanted to really get it thickened quickly, we could always add. We want to evaporate some of that steam off there. So I'm gonna pull that baggie off this camera so we can actually bask in the glory.
Careful.
I'm too short for this shit. This camera's like 7 feet up in the air.
You want me to get it?
No, I'm just trying not to nerf the lens.
You're good. It's off.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, there we go. Let's just bask in the glory of that for a little bit. Let it thicken. But anyway, back to thickening. Once when everything is, why does that look blurry? Oh no, never mind. I'm behind. Hey, Mama O. Ooh, that is so good. No, it's not gonna be bacon wrapped. I'm putting the bacon inside the meatloaf along with the brisket on my smoker. Ooh, Ed, well look at this. Chile Verde, Ed. Chili Verde with pork belly. I'm just gonna let you guys stare at it for a little while. Hey, I'll have you know, Tim, this is not spicy. What would you eat with heart of palm? Heart of palm, You could do all sorts of things with heart of palm. You can even you can use it as a stew or in a stew, kind of similar to this, but use heart of palm in it instead of the meat if you wanted to do a vegetarian. But what I would do is I would put some hominy in there and you'll make it more like a pozole, a vegetarian pozole. That's what I would do. Heart of palm. Heart of palm has a lot of uses, but it really has no flavor. So you really have to give it something to latch onto. So, you can also make desserts out of heart of palm, kind of like a mock apple pie. For those that have allergies to apple, we're just going to keep an eye on this pot. I'm going to sit back and give my ankle a little bit of a rest. It's a little on the swollen side. It does look good. It does taste good too. Oh my God. You can also put hearts of palm in a wok with a whole bunch of Asian ingredients and do it as a stir fry. I mean, it's all up to what you want to do. I put it in my spicy pickled beet juice. There you go. That always works too. Other thing that I've seen people do that's similar to that is to use hearts of palm instead of cabbage in their own version of kimchi. I personally don't like it that way. But am I having rice with that? Yeah, I'm gonna make some rice, probably, more than likely. If I had room to put a plancha down, I would show you how to make tortillas outside. But I got a tortilla press. And but this definitely is one of those things that would be nice to use for rice. You can also just take the meat out, once it's thickened up, and what you let it get extra concentrated. And then what you could do is use it as a taco filling, or you can blend it all up, or not blend it all up, but break it all up into like a meat sauce, and serve it as a topping for like a pasta if you wanted, like a green meat sauce instead of it being pesto, for example. It's quite a good sheen of fat that's on the top, though. That's okay. Hey, Jody. Welcome. And you can also use it for tacos, enchiladas. Use the meat inside the enchilada, and then spoon the verde over the top of the enchilada and bake it with some cotija, or even some cotija and manchego. That's always good. So, what other things would you like to see cooked outside? Yeah, but I need the heat to continue with that. Now who's texting me? I can hear my phone go meow. But it's not linked to this tablet, so I'm good. I'm not getting up to go and check my text messages. Cornbread's good too. Yeah, I just don't know if I want to make tortillas right now. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. A pig roast. That's not big enough for a pig roast. It would have to be a very small pig, like the size of a dachshund or something. Or a very large cat. Although with the way that Leroy's been behaving lately, I'm sure that Timmy would probably be like, "No, let's cook up Leroy. He's 35 pounds. He's as big as a baby pig." I'm sure before too long, I'm sure one of the neighbors is going to drive down to their driveway right past all this, and they're going to be like, "Oh, no, she's at it again." So, we'll soon see. Anybody that's driving up the road is probably going to be like, "What are those things standing in the driveway, and why is their car out in front of the house?" Big porterhouse. I haven't even seen a porterhouse in a while, even at the butcher shop. I mean, technically, even so, it's like a giant porterhouse would be plenty big enough for me and Timmy and the 2 dogs. The problem is he likes his stuff well done to the point of it being dead. And who the hell's texting me over there? Yeah, chili verde enchilada. Yeah, my favorite cut is ribeye. I love ribeyes. I haven't seen any fat ribeyes lately, though. They've all been those thin cut ones, and I don't know why they're doing that. And they're charging the same price as the thick cut ones that I used to get that were like, 2 inches. What would be really nice is I think I have enough space to do a tomahawk on there. And I could just, cut off my piece and let it rest and, throw Timmy's piece in the microwave and finish it because he's got to have his well done. Because a tomahawk, if the grill were at 500 degrees, 600 degrees, if you were to cook a tomahawk to well done, it'd take roughly about 75 minutes. Yes, I've done a beef Wellington, and do I want to do a beef Wellington? No, I do not ever want to make one of those ever again. That is like, that would trigger my PTSD in a really bad way. It's like, God, I remember the first time I did one, it was horrible. It really was. But when I was working at the steakhouse, I remember somebody putting in a well done order, no pink, on their ticket. It was like gluten free on their ticket. On a commercial grill took well over an hour, and they were like, "Well, why is it taking so long?" It's like, really? No, I wasn't in Hell's Kitchen. I was working at an upscale wine bar. And they're like, "Hey, you do pastry?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Here, we need you to make Wellingtons for 40 people." I'm like, "Oh, if you think that we need those, then why don't you make them? Because I don't want to make them." They didn't realize how involved they were. We're just watching the pot. Yeah, I'd like to say that baking's not my strong suit. As soon as I open my mouth, it says, "Well, I know how to bake." That became my downfall. Next thing I know, it I'm being shoved into the back, and oh, you're gonna be making dinner rolls and pies for Thanksgiving. It's like, why are we even open on Thanksgiving? Why would you do that? It's not necessarily complicated. It's just a pain in the ass because you know you got the crepe to deal with, and then you got the the pastry to deal with, and the duxelle, and then getting them wrapped up so that they're nice and wrapped up solid with no air bubbles. And that's part of the problem is tornado warning has expired. Still have severe weather warnings and flash flood warnings. Well, I'm glad that it's over. Not, I mean, are you in a flood zone, Simon? I'm really worried. Hello, Miss Taro D. We are making salsa verde. Or not salsa verde, chili verde. And that's what we're looking at in the pot. And it's just bubbling away. Letting it rest a little bit and try to evaporate some of that. I have a lot of drainage all around me. Well, thank goodness for that, because floods suck. And what we used in it is pork belly and 4 kinds of chilies, onion, cilantro, smoked garlic. Very basic. I was wondering who was going to get that letter. You see, years ago I had an advice column, and my cat George, he was a fantastic little shit, and he was cranky and possessive and jealous, and he was spicy. He was a spicy little ginger boy. So I think it's safe to take the rest of the frickin' baggies off the cameras. So I'm gonna go and take the baggies off the rest of the cameras, so it doesn't look like we're looking at everything through cataracts. So one baggie. I haven't felt a raindrop in about 5 minutes. There we go. All right. So it was just a comedy advice column that I had. Whoops. And it was just supposed to be for the fun of it. And I had a blog a long time ago, and they showed up there, the advice column, but it was written in the perspective of my cat George, who is, which camera are we on, Timmy?
The one you're standing at?
This one that I'm pointing at?
The pot.
The pot? Okay, so anyway, I don't know if I could swing in here. Here's George right here. This is George. I don't know if you saw that. Did you guys see that? George, it was from a cat's perspective. And so, of course, he had some really, really crazy responses to these. Of course, it was my imagination, but, it was from a cat's perspective. So I had to pretend that I was George. All right, let's give this a whirl, see where we're at. Oh my God. I definitely need some rice. This is so good. Okay, so decorating this, you can do all sorts of things. You could just leave it as it is. Put some tortillas on the side. Rice, serve it over rice, or just as it is, and just dip your tortillas, make a whole lot of them. Dip your tortillas in it. Pour it over cornbread if you want. Or make yourself up some rancho beans and pour it over the top of the beans with some rice. Goodness gracious, that's good. It's a piece of fat. I need a piece of lean. So the pork belly is going to give it, ample amounts of fat and meat. Yep. Goodness gracious, that's good. So, anyway, Munchie Mafia. There we have it. Borracho beans. Yeah, cornbread. Lots and lots of cornbread. Just pour it over the top of the cornbread. With a side of cornbread. There's a house up on the top of one of the hills. I think they want $895,000 for it. But I think it also has its own private landing strip. So if you have a plane, and it's small acreage, small scale acreage. It's like an acre and a half, I think. There's also undeveloped parcel just outside of town. It's, about 5 minutes from here. That's 1.6 acres. It's up for sale. I don't know how much they want for that. But if you type in 98396 into Zillow, it'll show you all the properties that's for sale. If you're serious about looking into moving out here, but I wouldn't if I were you, because the politics out here is just super duper crazy, and it's you can't defund police without thinking that there's not going to be any consequences. Yeah, it's pretty spendy out here right now. There used to be a 2-bedroom one over on the other side of the creek, but I think that's gone.
Question, wake up.
What?
You've got a posted question, wake up.
Can you make a birthday request? Yes, you can make a birthday request. What's your birthday request, Gypsy? Because we do have the Super Uncursed Birthday Marathon coming up very soon. Oh, you have a cousin that you never met. They live in Walla Walla. Walla Walla is on the other end of the state. I mean, that's like the farthest end of the state, because we're over here, and Walla Walla would be way down here. Long ways. It's like 6 hours. Hey, pest hunters. Sorry I missed you. We're making chili verde. We're making the other chili. It's not really a chili technically, but it's got chili in the name, right? That counts for something, right? Yeah? Okay, cool. Too many Californians have moved north. Yeah, it's... Everyone in chat, pick out 3 videos from my playlist tomorrow. Yes, if everybody can go and check out the people that we had commented about on Sunday, just, pick out a few videos and watch them this week before we get to Sunday. That's going to help those people's channels grow, so they can get the watch hours, so they can get the monetization going, and unlock all the other stuff that goes on for the 3,000, as some may not already know. yet. We did hit our 4,000 finally on Sunday morning at midnight, somewhere just after midnight, after the first rollover. So we hit the 4,000 finally. Which is funny because I go and look in analytics and it's like it says we're almost to 6,000 watch hours. I'm like, great. So, you know, because they have two different sets of numbers, one in the earn tab and one that's on the 365, and so they go based on the lower number, which is the one in the earn button. That's what causes everybody to just sit there and write it for a very long time. So we've been at this for 2.5 years now, and we finally got around to it. It's been 911 days. Big farm, lots of acreage. They raise cattle and hay. So that's the birthday wish from Blonde Traveling Gypsy. If everybody can watch 3 videos from her playlist, you know, and also, you know, don't forget to subscribe to her channel, as well as, you know, leave a meaningful comment or 2 or 3 or more, depending on how many you're going to watch. But don't mute the sound, because if you mute the sound, then those hours they don't count toward the watch hours. It doesn't apply. I think I watched 10 of them the other day. Been working on your business all day long. That's cool, Whistle Stop. So don't forget, we also have the cook along on Sunday, Ed. That's this Sunday. I think it's 2 o'clock your time. This is noon my time. And you'll definitely want to share it over to your channel too, so that people can come and watch on your channel. This chair is nice. I'm really liking this chair. I really like this freaking tablet arm too. I feel like I could just lay here and take a nap. Fell asleep with 3 devices going on 3 different channels. That's wild. Yes, Greg. Greg is right. Top tab has to be open. They really thought of everything and over-engineered the whole watch thing. So if we do a watch party and everybody gets to watch, that's fantastic. It's my imagination, or this camera washing me out. It looks like I'm not even wearing a shirt. It's pretty funny. It means if you have your computer open and you've got a bunch of tabs in your browser open and you got 3 people on tabs, you got them all playing, only the top tab is going to count. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can fix that. But I do have a shirt on. It's white. Are you kidding me? Really? Why? There's no rain in the. There was no freaking rain in the forecast. Where is this coming from? Why? Freaking jackknobs. Tabs. If you have a browser open and you got several different people on several different tabs in your browser, the one that's going to count is the one that's clicked on and is active. Even though the other two are active in the background, it only counts the one that's clicked on. And I don't know if I'm making any sense. It's hot. I'm tired. I'm trying to figure out why it looks like I don't have a shirt on.
All right, come on, that's enough.
But I do, or else, how the hell did I get the microphone to stick? Short of, gluing it on. In separate windows, I'm not entirely sure about that. I think Devil Dog would know the answer to that one better than I could answer. Because I know that if you have multiple windows open, you can drag each tab so that you got 4 lined up in a box, right? With the new windows. I just don't remember what they said about that. And shorts don't count toward those watch hours. Isn't that ridiculous? Well, Munchie Mafia, we got Chili Verde sitting there waiting for us to eat it. It is 6 o'clock almost. We've been going for a couple hours. Maybe that's something that you guys could do for Two Dudes Give Clues, or not Two Dudes Give Clues, wrong one. Tech Talk with Eddie and Ralph. Maybe you guys could, do a little blurb on that for the next Tech Talk. Eddie, you think? Maybe? Possibly? Or on Two Dudes Give Clues, which runs, right after Tech Talk with Eddie and Ralph. Oh, there we go. Contact Devil Dog if you need to know. If you go to Devil Dog's channel, I think his email address is posted on his About Me. So he can explain it better than I can, because I'm not feeling very smart these days. I think it's all the sitting around and doing nothing at home sort of thing that's got me kind of silly. So Munchie Mafia, it's going on 2 hours. I don't know what this looks like, a much bigger cloud, and I'm a little bit afraid, because even though these aren't the near stream cameras, these Mocos, they're still kind of spendy too, and I don't really want to risk it. I want to get these cameras pulled down and get them put away in the event that it starts to dump. It's one of the things I don't like about Washington State is the weather is so unpredictable. So, I guess, oh God, it is that time, and ow, that hurt. I guess we really must say goodbye. Let's go take a look at the down cam at the chili one last time.
What happened?
We switching back to the pot cam?
We're on it.
Are we? Oh, yes, we are. I guess I'm lagged. So, it's still got a little bit of a bubble going. It's got a little gentle bubble. And should I give it a stir one last time before we say goodbye?
Probably.
Headlights were both out at the same time. Yeah, that sounds like an electrical problem. And you said it's a new truck to you, right? Maybe some squirrels got under there and started chewing on things. Because it's kind of strange that two headlamps would go out at the same time. "24 wonderful people in chat. We got 23 likes. It's fucking amazing. It's pretty good for a Wednesday. Let's go give it a stir one last time so you can take a gander at it. Oh yeah, look at that. It's starting to really thicken. Now if we wanted to, we could just throw a little bit of masa in there. When I say dump a little masa in there, it's add some water to some masa, make a slurry like you would cornstarch. But this right here, look at that. That's gorgeous. It's going to be lovely over rice, which I'm going to have to go in the house and make. So I didn't think to do that ahead of time. Alrighty. So, as you all know, I really hate saying goodbye. So, let's just say a fond good night. Or maybe a sad little toodaloo. Or even till next time, which next time is Sunday with Eddie, and Jerry. But before then, I'm not sure if Al Lunacy is going live on Thursday. Usually he goes live on Thursdays. I forgot to look this afternoon. So go take a look at Al Lunacy queuing and see if he's got a upcoming live stream. And then Saturday is Eddie and Belt Loop 29, and Sunday is us. And usually Whistle Stop Homestead would be in there in the fray on Sunday, because we're not going at our usual time. We're going earlier to help with the other three individuals that's responsible for the cook-along collab, and they're all over two time zones over from me, so we're playing around with that time zone. That way it's not too late for them. So with that in mind, don't forget to cook with love, eat with passion, and you all have a great night. Much love to you. Thanks for the support. Bye now.
Well, Munchie Mafia, it is that time. We really hate saying goodbye. So let's just say a fond good night or a sad little toodaloo.
Perhaps even that till next time. Or how about a tap for now? We will be here or on Devil Dog. Because Eddie Ho needs love too. This has been really fun with all our friends, no matter if you are old or new. So before you let that door slam behind you, fondle that like button lovingly, and then go over to Devil Dog to see his boot. Loving and feedback, fetish, love and bestie, affectionately known as Thanksgiving. Oh, says the Devil Dog. Tonight we shout out to Devil Dog. Give a salute to the fierce Marine. He is mo 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 run. Oh, says the Devil Dog. Thank you, Eddie, for being here and for all that you do for everyone. The true embodiment, always faithful. Simplify, Eddie. You do this country proud, but for the love of all things sugar free. Can you please learn how to crack an egg? Says the Devil Dog. Adapt and overcome, mighty soldier. Those chickens are relying on you. Says the Devil Dog. Do you really need all those balls I see? Another crop dusting in your future, bro. Says the Devil Dog. Thanks for coming. And please remember to cook with love and eat with passion. Mo 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 mo. That Call of Duty ain't playing itself. Eddie, get to it. Now please remember to cook with love and eat with passion. Mo 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 mo. That Call of Duty ain't playing itself. Eddie, get to it. Says the Devil Dog.
What are you doing, Simmy?
Huh?
Huh? Simmy?
Hey, you little green prick.
Hey, you little yellow prick.
Is that a prick, or are you just glad to see me? Oh, wait, that's Eddie.
Same thing.